You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Capture After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Capture After Show.
Nice.
Thank us for doing it today. We are doing Capture episode 4. An angel with a broken wing who we actually have here in studio. Shane, everybody from the blue team.
I'm finally here.
Is here visiting. My name is Keetin Marchi. I am your host today, and I have some lovely, amazing co-hosts around me. Guys, introduce yourself.
I'm Romain. I'll be here with Keetin, and we have
James Wallington from the Lime team.
Love it. And Shane, introduce yourself.
Of course, Shane for the blue team, baby.
Needs no introduction, really, let's be honest.
Wearing the blue to support him.
All of us are like...
And I appreciate that, guys. That's awesome of you.
Oh, and I also brought, just because... So I liked you guys as a team in episode 1. I said, I love to hate you guys. And then when they coined you guys as the Blue Devils, I liked you even more because I'm the biggest Duke fan. So I brought my Blue Devils little water bottle, and we'll just keep that here for... I mean, Eric's not here, but the water bottle's better than him anyway.
Blue Devils. See, they're the good Blue Devils. We're the bad Blue Devils,
right?
Unfortunately.
So do you guys want to jump right back, right into our overall, I guess, opinion?
Well, I was excited for this episode because obviously everybody was gunning for the blue team, and they were the hunt team before, so they had to be one of the prey teams. I was just excited to see how the alliances were going to play out because I thought that, if anything, this is when it would come out, and it did. So I was really surprised to see who was aligned with who. And I can't say I was too surprised that it was blue and black that were caught, but I really loved all of the stuff that happened with the Lime team. The sabotage, elimination was epic from all corners. So I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was one of the better episodes so far.
I honestly, I'm glad these episodes are getting better as the season's going on, instead of like me being like, ugh, I don't want to watch the show anymore, because I'm liking the show even more the more I watch it. I wanted to know who got hurt, and I'm so sorry about your knee. Sucks.
I was the angel with a broken wing.
You were,
which is my
title of the episode.
But I loved this episode. I loved seeing the alliances. I loved, getting more into the Lime team and the blue team as well, because 2 of my favorite teams. But they're introducing so many more rules that, like, it was a little overwhelming and a little schizo, because I was like, wait, that didn't happen last time. Like, whoa. Like, this seems to be changing. Things keep changing.
Well, there's so many twists and turns in the show that you can't really, you always got to be on your toes. You always got to be ready for, like, anything to change.
And I feel like that's with any reality show, too.
Exactly.
You have to,
I'm just used to, I know that I was just watching Big Brother tonight as well, but, like, even like those reality shows that, yes, you expect the unexpected, there's still such like a drawn out, like, how the game's going to be played. It has its base. I don't think Capture has its base yet, so I think, and it's been a long time since I've watched a reality competition show that, is this different of a dynamic, unique New York, but, so I'm not used to having to learn a new show. It's getting a little frustrating.
It was definitely the same for us too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Definitely a learning experience. It was getting thrown into the pit and being like, ready, set, go. That's it. And here's a couple rules, and good luck.
So did you guys, just the way that we're finding out the new rules every single episode, was it the same for you guys? Like before the hunt or after the hunt, they're like, okay, well, this is gonna apply next, and so you guys just found out as it was going?
Well, they set you off with a certain amount of rules. They let you do your thing, but at the same time, they're just gonna be like, we're gonna mess with you. There is gonna be twists. There's gonna be turns. There's gonna be, you just got to keep moving. Best you can do.
Gotta keep moving.
That's it.
I think I like that, though, because it made it harder as, the episodes kept going by. As every episode, there's a different element we would have to adapt to. And I think that's what made this show so interesting as contestants, is that every day you'd wake up and there's just this new element that you'd have to face, headstrong. So
like dense woods and 10 miles
Manzanita.
a day and manzanita bushes and hungry and my feet hurt. And
Well, speaking of waking up in the morning and being hungry, that's kind of how this episode started off, is just everybody in camp life, which I was kind of cool to see a little bit more of
Yes.
camp life before a hunt starts. And Eric, you know, it was all about the bullies and the people fighting the bullies this episode. I felt like if Angel with a Broken Wing wasn't the title, it could have been like,
yeah, it was.
we sabotage you, bullies. I don't know.
I feel like we were just the villains off top, no matter what. We came maybe a little too aggressive, maybe a little too like, you know, we're here to dominate no matter what you do. And Eric being Eric, and he's got a great mouth. He definitely didn't know how to control it too much, so it kind of got us in trouble.
Going into the show, was that your guys' strategy? You guys knew you were gonna come off a little aggressive.
Well, we knew that we were going to be one of the stronger ones, you know, at least like when it comes to,
You know?
well, you know.
We knew we were going to be one of the stronger
Exactly. Well, I mean, when you meet everybody, you're like, okay, well, I can run faster than them. I can run faster than them. We definitely had like a good strategy on our shoulders, but I think we came off just too harsh right away. You know, we were already making bargains with people. We were already just like trash talking. I'm like, oh, great. So this is going to turn into like, get these people out of my house.
You guys kind of fell into the classic reality television show trap of playing too hard, too fast.
Exactly. We should have slowed down. We should have thought more about the game. I think it was too more of in the village. We were kind of aggressive towards the other contestants.
Were you as aggressive as Eric was? Because you don't.
No. See, the thing is that we had one tube of toothpaste, and he gave half of it away, and I didn't even know it. And he ate way more than I did. And the thing is if you're gonna like use our supplies to bargain with other people, share a little bit with me. Give me a half that bite of oatmeal you just had. I'm starving too, man. I earned that toothpaste just as much as you did. That's the kind of stuff that I was kind of like a little irritated about. It came down to like him making trades behind my back that I didn't know about. I mean, it sucks, but I'm out to do the physical part. I can survive by myself, you know. I can do that. I can do the village part.
Yeah.
Once we're being a sweetheart once in a while.
This is one of my biggest questions for you, and I know we're kind of like jumping into like drilling you with questions right now,
That's
but
fine.
I've met you, I've met Eric briefly, but you guys seem like two very different people once you get to know you guys on the surface, like party boys, you know, wingmen, whatever. But how do you guys know each other, and how did you kind of get into Capture?
Well, me and Eric know each other from like doing auditions together, same agency, friends of friends, things like that. And he got asked to at least audition for this, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll come along with you. So, us together, we were great on camera. I mean, it was set up perfectly.
Yeah.
And then once you get thrown in the fire.
So you don't think you knew him well enough to like actually commit to him as a team member?
I kind of feel like that. I mean, maybe we should have like spent a little more time together and more of like not attacked so hard and not known each other at all, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we knew each other enough through friends and stuff like that. We've gone out a bunch of times together, but there's things that I didn't know about and like little things that definitely could have made us last that much longer in the game that I wouldn't.
If you guys could have kept each other in check a little.
Yeah,
bit more,
exactly.
Was there ever a point where you pulled him aside and were like, "Look, Eric, you got to pull back a little"?
Yeah,
bit.
there's been a couple times where we're like in our village in our metal bunks in the middle of the forest, and I'm just like, yo, you gotta calm down. You gotta just relax, let things flow the way they are, you know.
Yeah.
And that's just through one ear and out the other. Yeah.
It seemed like he was doing his own thing the whole time. But before we get in to the hunt and everything that happened, I just want to know about your alliance with the black team.
Do you guys sleep together every night?
No, that was that one night.
It seemed like it was every night. The way it was every
Of course. Are you kidding me? Of course, the first night we slept with them because it was also 38 degrees or something like that. It was the coldest.
It was freezing.
I mean, all you have is like a sleeping bag and a girl. So, listen, I was dating somebody at the time, so it wasn't my idea. I hated that idea, but I was like, you know what? It could actually be great. So, body warmth, man. So, it's the first thing you want.
Sleeping with them on the first night, though, put you in bed with them alliance-wise as well.
Yeah, and that's true. And, you know, they're great girls. They're, you know, awesome girls from New York, and I'm still friends with them today. You know, it's... But at the same time, it's maybe you still build that alliance, but maybe it was too quick again. You know?
Too quick of a choice.
Do you regret that decision?
I mean, no, I don't regret it. I mean, it's good to have somebody on your side.
It didn't help or hurt you.
Exactly. Considering a whole village is about to be after you, it's good to at least have someone on your side, you know?
And they did stay loyal. So,
yeah,
I
and
mean,
they did
so
stay
that was
loyal.
good.
And we stayed loyal to them, too.
Yeah. So, okay, well, let's go on to the first hunt day. They said that the advantage point was if you got to it first, you could set off any of the other teams' sirens and alarms, but it was a contagious virus this time.
The contagious
And
virus.
so,
Dun, dun, dun. Contagious virus.
Planned Parenthood.
so if you got this virus, you could pass it off to any of the other teams by touching their vest, and it lasted 2 days. So, first of all, the Lime team is the team that got. Well, you know what? Real fast before we get to that, the Green team was chosen as the Hunt team, and I just really wanted to ask: did you feel like it was an automatic, like you guys were automatically going to be gone after by them?
I didn't think they were out to get us as much as it showed on televisions because I was not that worried about it. I knew that we at least had that we were, if not as fast, but a little bit faster. You know, you can because they're sprinters. They're not long runners. They're not. I can run forever, but you go uphill sprinting, you're not gonna ever get caught. So that's the way we went in as, and we're just gonna cruise until something happens. You know, we had a good game plan.
Okay.
I mean, until you get sabotaged.
Which leads us to you sabotaging him.
Yeah.
Oh, were you, James, were you scared of the Green team when they got picked?
Of course. I mean, at this point, though,
Fast.
we were very close with the Green team. I don't think you see a lot of that, though, but we really adore Antoine and Kareem. And I think they're part of the reason why we stayed in the first episode. I know they campaigned a lot for Lime to stay, according to what we know. So, yeah, we were nervous, but at the same time, we thought they would be capable of catching, anyone.
Yeah.
But we also...
Us in particular.
But Rebecca and I also had a better idea of the terrain at this point. You saw in episode 3 we didn't get captured, so we figured at episode 4, we know everything better, and we're stealthy. Once we got our groove going on, we knew where to go and how to stay low.
How is Rebecca's ankle at this point?
Oh, she's better now, of course. Oh, you mean on the
she
show?
was- yeah, on
On
the
the
show.
show, on the
Okay,
show.
let me clarify this
She
for 1
wasn't that
second.
hurt, right?
Well, she was. I mean, it was definitely tender. Of course, we use it to strategy. I mean, you guys.
Of course, you have
your
to.
knee. Come on, of course. I mean, his situation was serious, but of
We'll
course
get to
you-
that. We'll get to that.
But of
Nate.
course,
Done.
still, you'll use an injury. You even see Jade and Nikita in the first episode when you're getting to know the team say, "Oh, we'll fake an injury." Well, Rebecca and I didn't fake it. She did get hurt, and that's why I hold her hand a lot of the times. Yeah, she's my baby sister, but at the same time, like she was injured, and I wanted to keep up my pace with her because I was so quick. I have a longer stride than her, so.
Especially with a bum ankle.
Yeah, especially. But her ankle at this
Okay.
point was a little better.
So at this point, she's doing better.
Yes.
The Green team's the Hunt team. You
Yes.
guys are released. They announced the advantage point, and you and Rebecca hit it first.
we did.
Was there any hesitation in your mind?
On who to sabotage?
Yeah.
No. And then, but I was worried when Rebecca's like, who are we going to sabotage? And that's why I went, are you kidding me? Like, obviously we wanted to sabotage Blue because at that point we liked Green team. We were aligned with them at this point, and I feel like with Blue, they were our second strongest competitor in this game.
Yeah.
Why not sabotage
Number 1,
them?
thank you.
But of course, at the same time, Eric had been a bully, and I wouldn't want to live with that for the rest
Yeah.
of my time there.
I thought it was a smart decision, and I thought it was a decision that anyone
You know
was
what,
gonna
I
make.
can't-
And no offense to you, Shane,
Of
it's
course.
just the way it was played.
Hey, it's
so
part of the
far,
game,
yes.
and you know what? I wasn't
Yeah.
surprised when we got sabotaged.
if-
Any of those teams that would have got that
They would've
advantage,
picked you.
And the thing is, if you wouldn't have sabotaged him, it could have put a target on your back because the whole village wanted Blue out, and they would have been like, "Who sabotaged?" If you would have sabotaged Red, for example,
Like,
why
why?
would you? Why? Like, why would you just do that when everybody's like, "I want to get Blue out. I want to get Blue
Exactly.
out." So, and then you got to have your awesome reveal and speech, which we'll get to because it was so awesome. So when your vest started going off, how much longer until after your vest went off did you guys get captured or see the Green team?
When our vest started going off, I was freaking out because this is like the second time we got sabotaged, and our vests were blaring, and it sucked, and it was horrible. But I'd probably say maybe another 15 minutes of it just tracking through the woods and really trying to stay low and stay up high, and
Were you looking at other teams to try to spread the virus to on your
yeah, and
that thing?
most of our teams were pretty far away.
Okay.
So you couldn't really, as fast as we try to go through there, your vest is screaming. It's literally like, you ever pull the fire alarm in school? I have.
Is that loud?
So it's loud.
Wow.
It's loud. And you're in a quiet forest, so that's all you hear is a
And it's coming
siren.
right off of you.
Oh yeah. Off one big speaker. on
Could
your
you
chest.
hear it, James, from where you were?
No.
No, this is 10 miles away.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a long.
Yes,
ways
it
away.
is. Oh, yes, it is.
Okay, so
But
did you when you guys got caught by the virus? What team did you think was
what, to go afterwards? After that?
sabotage you first?
I actually had no idea.
No idea.
What I was thinking is, I was thinking the gold team sabotaged us because we kind of didn't like the gold team at the time, and we really think that they were the first ones to get it.
Yeah.
I had no idea Lime got it. No idea.
No
like
idea.
when he told us on elimination, my mind literally I just blew up. I was like,
The
you
reactions
got
of
to be
everyone
kidding
seemed
me.
like that.
Oh my god.
There's so much.
My mouth
to talk
was
about.
dropped.
No,
Well, let me explain the sabotage too. When you get it, you don't have to tell people you were the one that got it. So you kind of have this like, it's like a secret agent move. Like,
Yeah,
people
it's kinda
don't know
cool.
you
Did
did
you
it.
guys tell anyone?
We did it, and they didn't show that.
Yeah. Well,
We
it's
did-
just
I
good
mean,
though, because
Yeah.
We did leading up to elimination. We were like, we want to just tell someone before we crack, and we told the Golden Boys. We told Nick.
they were so
Chris.
excited.
It seems
They,
like they're the ones that all the teams are leaning on. Everybody
gold
seems
team?
to be trusting the gold team right now.
We love the Golden Boys.
Okay, so you guys are sabotaged. Green is coming after you.
Yeah, so basically, right when we hear it, 15 minutes later, we just hear just stomping through the woods, man. We just know it's on, and we just started just hauling butt, man. And they are catching up, and we cut through the woods, and I just step on this little baby pine and blow up my knee, and I look, and Eric's got a magnet on his back. He's got a talon stuck to his back.
So you hurt your knee and fell, but Eric was the one who got captured.
Yeah, not only
Let's
that.
just point that one out really quick, you guys.
First of all, when we were the hunt team, I caught both teams. Okay. I'm just throwing it out there, and I never got caught. So that's damn good. That is damn
So
good.
you're the one holding your team up.
Well, yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, no, I think we
Eric,
can
you know what?
safely say
Eric
that.
actually, he's he's very fast. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
I couldn't keep up with him, but
when it
also,
mattered, when
it came down to it,
Yeah.
you know, maybe
So-
I saved my oomph for that time. You know,
So you popped your knee.
I
what
popped
were you
my
thinking?
knee.
Right as the pain set in, were you thinking it's over?
Yeah, because my ankle went one way and my LCL went the other way, so it just hyperextended it. It didn't tear it. Thank God, I'd still be out. But I figured I was done. I had a nice little swelling and basically just got carted off the field. That's it. On the way to the hospital. I thought I was just done.
That's painful. Well, so you're carted off to the hospital. Eric is taken back to the jail, and then all the teams are being brought in.
What was
Whoa.
Village like?
Yes,
Life like
Village life like.
Ask
Well,
him, because when I saw the episode, I was
You're
so
surprised?
surprised on everybody's reaction. Everybody was more than excited.
It seemed people were dancing. They were dancing.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the streets.
They were. I think everyone was just so thrilled. I don't think it really had anything to do with Shane at that point. It
Yeah.
was more so seeing Eric behind that jail cell, just with like this look of, oh crap, you know?
Probably
Yeah.
almost
And
better
that's
that it
why
was
we
just
were
Eric.
celebrating. It was more so, okay, the team that has been causing all this upheaval in camp is now in jail and most likely is going to go home.
Sorry for
depending on
making
who
a
they
television
catch
show,
it.
you know? Sorry for being a villain once in a while.
Sorry for partnering.
Yeah, sorry for partying.
But I think
That should be your
That's
guys'
my thing.
slogan. Hashtag
Sorry for
partying.
partying.
But yeah, we definitely had a moment to just kind of relax because I feel like whenever Eric was around, it was more, who can he pick on at that point? And so he was in jail, and so no one had to
Was
deal
he
with him.
trying to like bust people's balls when he was behind the bars?
He tried. He would yell, of course. That's just a typical tactic, I think. But we just
Did
ignored.
any of the teams go up to talk to Eric in a friendly manner,
I think
or was
you-
it pretty
Yeah,
divided?
right.
Well, I think you saw Teal and Red go talk to Eric, but I don't think anyone else really did.
Not even Black,
Black team didn't come up.
Noel and Sabrina didn't
I don't
come?
remember. I don't
Oh.
remember,
Yeah,
but I'm sure they
I was
did.
in the hospital.
No,
I would love to
he
explain
doesn't
it to you.
remember.
So then.
Hello?
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 Hey, how you doing?
Hello?
Can I have 2 large pizzas
I'm
with
Eric.
pepperoni?
Is this Eric?
This is Eric. What's going on?
What's up, Eric?
Shane Steinman, what are you doing, dog?
I'm listening to you, motherfucker. How are you? Oh, excuse my language.
What's going on, boss? What's going on?
Nothing. Just running it, dude. Talking about the blue team and
Nice.
where you at?
I'm in Vegas shooting something right now.
Are you really? I like your style.
Eric.
Yeah, dude.
Eric, what was it like
Yes.
for you in that jail that one night by yourself?
Well, it was very lonely, and I wish that you would have been there with me.
I think if she was
Player.
there, she might have been with the villagers.
I like the blondes. That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
The coach
okay.
is warm, but the blondes are fun to play with.
Oh. Blondes do have more fun, so.
At least she agrees.
Eric, I'm glad you called in and we have you on your phone. How do you feel about how you were portrayed on the show?
I feel really horrible. I mean, because really I'm not a big bully. It's a game, and we're there to win. You know, if Shane wouldn't have gotten hurt, I know for a fact we would have took first place. Because, you know, I mean, you're talking about the Iron Man, right, Shane?
That's right.
Okay, so
That's right.
I have a question. So when it came down to elimination, it seemed at that point, if not in your mind,
There
and
was no
everybody
way we
else's
were
time,
gonna stay.
if you knew you weren't gonna stay, then why the comments? If you already knew the game was over and you don't like how you were portrayed and it was a game, then why did it continue into the comments that you made towards the other teams in the end?
Well, it's always great to go out with a bang, and you know, there's no such thing as bad publicity. It's the best thing to keep being talked about, right?
Okay, so
And everything
touche.
I said was the truth. I mean, they definitely need to seek domestic violence counseling. I mean, those two were out of control.
Okay,
like
so
they were constantly fighting.
Okay, I can see what you're saying there, but it seems like if you believe the comments you made were true, then how you were portrayed is true. Or do you not feel that way?
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Do you think you were playing it up for the cameras a little bit, just because like you knew what who your character was on this show, so you're like, you know what, I'm gonna own it, I'm gonna be that villain, and I'm gonna, you know.
Absolutely, we came in as the villains, and that was not really the villains, just the shit starters for the show. That's kind of where we were.
Yeah, and it turned into the Blue Devils, and
that's what we got. Our typecast was. But, I mean, a lot of the comments are true. I mean, Little Nicky, the yellow team, the gold team, those guys, the little guy needs to come out of the closet. I mean, the white team, they're out of control. Like domestic violence counseling, we're sleeping, and he's like yelling at her. We can hear him in the village yelling. Like it was.
Okay. Well, then, can you elaborate on the green team needing to read more? Where does that comment come from?
Well, because Antoine and Korean, Antoine likes to talk about the Bible, and I was like, well, maybe you need to read a little bit more.
Read, because he was talking about the Bible?
Because of his reaction to when Shane went down. They were yelling and like yeah, saying like we got you, you deserve it, and I'm like, dude, that's not Christian-like, man. You proclaim you the self-made Christian man, and here you are like yelling the most dirtiest things you could ever think of.
Oh, hold on one second, Eric, real fast. Shane, were they yelling the dirtiest things you could ever think of to you when you went down?
I don't know about the dirtiest thing, but being in agony at the time, I could care less about what was going on around me. So I'm sure there was, of course they caught the Blue Devils, man. Of course they were excited. I don't put it past them, but at the same time, I mean, they were just excited, and I had to give a shit anything was going on because my knee was killing me.
So basically, Shane's down, he's hurt, he's not hearing. So Eric, is there?
I still gave him, congratulations. I still gave him. If he doesn't show it, but I still shook their hands and said, "You guys caught one of the best teams." It's
all part of the game.
Exactly.
Well, Eric, if there's one thing that you could play differently in this game, what would it be?
Sabotaging the supply station. I would have made sure we didn't stick our color on that box.
Yeah, or throwing the sandwiches in the water.
So you don't regret your choices, you regret you getting caught.
We should have thrown all the food in the water and the mayonnaise packet. So little Erica couldn't eat because all she did was scream and yell about her sandwiches. God.
I will not dock you guys for doing the sandwich sabotage. I thought that was an amazing game move, and it got the game going.
Exactly, the strong survive, and that's kind of thing that we were going for. I mean, you don't eat, you don't last. That kind of stuff.
Exactly.
But maybe we shouldn't have, only had pink and blue on the box. That's what threw us away.
No, it is, because you could see it. Pink wasn't going to sabotage everybody like that. But I have one more question for you, Eric. Do you feel like you guys came on too strong, too fast, too aggressive, too villainous?
I do feel that we came on too strong, too fast. I think if we were to do it differently, we would have come on a little less.
Maybe just kept it the pretty boy scene. Maybe not come out with a machete.
Angel with the broken
He just came out with a chainsaw. What are you
Yeah, no kidding. Machine gun.
So Eric, do you have any?
Twitter.
Do you have any final?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You talk about Twitter first, and then I'll ask you my question.
Oh, these Twitter comments are great. That's all I got to say. I love you guys out there that talk. Jesus.
Seems like everyone loves you too, Eric.
Where can we find you, Eric, on Twitter?
At Eric Praxidus.
Cool.
Eric_Praxidus.
Awesome. And then do you have any kind of final words? I know you said a lot when you guys went out, but do you have any final thoughts on this episode and how you guys were portrayed?
Where's your cherry on top, man?
Yeah, give it to us.
Okay, are you guys ready for the cherry?
Hit me, baby.
Ready. We're ready.
We're more than ready for the cherry, Eric.
Pop. All right. So all I gotta say is that the teal team, they're great. Okay, really like them a lot. The pink team, amazing. I loved how she taught us how to eat little roots and berries and nuts and weird things in the grass. totally the black team, amazing. Those girls are loyal. And the gold team, you guys, not big fans. Purple team, we were really nice to them.
Eric, do you think with the gold team?
I don't really have anything bad to say. I mean, I'm just going to, it's a game, and we all went in to play it to win it. And so everyone was all going to be shifty, manipulative, and try to sabotage everybody. Because at the end of the day, if we're not there, there's going to be other people that they're going to have to start shit with anyways.
Eric, do you think like your hatred for the gold team maybe came about because you saw them as the other alpha male team? So like they were kind of taking the attention away from you guys?
No, they were not alpha males at all.
Weren't.
They were little girls from Oregon.
Oh. Okay.
Just your perspective on the game and the teams is very interesting, Eric.
What was your thoughts of kind of Capture as a whole, like the past 3 episodes and kind of your experience on the show?
The experience of the show was amazing. I had so much fun. I mean, it was definitely a really unique competition. I've never faced anything more harder or more extreme in my life. Not being able to eat, was really difficult from the small portions that we did get.
That's true.
I guess the hardest thing was like the mind games that everyone played with each other because it was it was really manipulative. Everyone was manipulative in their own way. And that's what I saw from everybody. Like some people were being really nice, overly nice, like James and Rebecca. Which was kind of like awkwardly nice because he looked like Mr. Rogers on the show, and I'm like, whoa. And then when Mr. Rogers lost it, I was like, wait a minute, sabotage who? Sabotage us?
In James' defense, I've known him for a couple years, and he really is this nice.
He is this nice.
Eric, you took advantage of it. I told you that. I had nothing against you guys.
Don't make me steal your sister's oatmeal.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, Eric. That was a pleasant surprise.
Hey, you owe me toothpaste.
All right, James. You probably need a lot of that. Brush them white. Take care, guys.
Take care, Eric. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye. The only thing better than that would be the red team calling it.
Oh gosh,
that was amazing.
That was a surprise.
I was not expecting him to call.
I was not
expecting. Did you guys know he was calling?
No. I asked him before.
He probably saw me tag Shane on Facebook
That's
saying
exactly
watch AfterBuzz, and he felt the need to call.
Because I asked James before, and James said no. I didn't even tell Eric about it.
I did.
And so,
that's exactly what it was. I put it on Facebook.
I have to say, after talking to Eric, though, it seems like the character he is on the show is the character who he wants people to think he is in real life.
Here's the thing with Eric too, I have nothing. He was a bully on the show, and I said that on the show. Whether he's that in real life or not, I don't know. I saw what I saw. At the end of the day, it's a show, and people love to hate characters. That's
at the end of the day,
see what Hollywood does to you?
It is, and at the end of the day, it is a show. But I have to say, right now we are not on a show, and he still said that all. No, sorry, we're not on his show. But all the comments he says at the elimination round, which we're gonna get to, he holds true. He says he believes them and that they're true. And it's kind of fishy, and I'm really sorry, Shane, because I do think that you guys are separate people. But I have to say that I really do believe in the title Blue Devils at this moment.
You're going to put an S after that?
Blue Devil. Blue Devil. Anyways, okay. Eric's been captured. It's the night's passed. The party's over. It's day 2. They go out for the second hunt. Going out for the second hunt line. Mm-hmm. Oh well, you returned home.
Well, I came back to the village, and that was probably the most depressing, hardest walk through a field I've ever done with crutches. Oh man, they had it all set up, ready to go. They were waiting for my entrance on some crutches. I'll tell you what. I mean,
they probably pulled the car a little further back just.
There was a boom ready for me. I mean, there was an ambulance just in case I tripped and broke the other one.
Oh my god.
Oh man, they were ready. But that hobbled back to jail, and then I went and sat with the black team and Eric in jail, and all you have is a tarp to cover up my busted knee.
Oh.
That was hard. And so did all the other teams come up to see if you were okay when you walked in?
No, well,
everyone was pretty nice.
A couple, yes, but most of them were just like, "Are you okay?" from way over there.
Let's
that
not
kind
get
of thing.
too close.
Like, what's the white team? She's
Kalisha?
like, "Yeah, are you?" I don't know. She has some really horrible.
Oh, she did.
questions.
She said, "Is it real? Are you faking it? Is it good?" Yeah.
No, I'm doing this for fun.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Let's
it seemed like she thought you were more like Rebecca, or I guess at this point they didn't even know that Rebecca was faking
Rebecca
it.
really did hurt
she
herself.
Did. Yes, Rebecca. She did hurt herself.
She
healed
up
quick.
A little bit more, so that the sympathy and the idea that they were a weak team stayed with them for a few.
The thing is that I was scared to just like go hard as we were going with a knee like this. I'm an athlete, so for my knee healing fast as possible, and the future of my you know, being an athlete and doing Spartan races and things like that. I wanted to do that in the future. I didn't want to like go out like a chump, but at the same time, this is my body, you know. I'm trying to take care of it as best as I can. And
That's understandable.
It's a twist, but I would have loved to chase them with crutches. I would have loved to, you know.
You would have loved to
the
keep
game.
going.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, if you had a different teammate, maybe that would have been possible. So going out on the second day, Shane's back. Were you guys still worried that you could be captured and go home, or was it kind of a general consensus that you knew that Blue was going home?
Anything, I mean, on any show in general, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the twist. That's the twist and turns for it right there.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't know.
You don't know. I think if maybe a stronger team at the time was against Blue, who knows what would have happened.
If Red would have gotten captured, who do you think?
Yes, if it was like, no matter what we were going, we had so much hatred and so much. We just don't even want to play with these guys anymore, you know? Like,
Well, if you weren't going to go home after Eric's speech, you guys were going to go home.
Yeah.
After that. So when they announced the pizza, the hot wings, and the beer at the supply station, did you and Rebecca consider that?
No.
No, not at all.
Well, again, Rebecca and I like changed our diet before going on this show. So for us, it was like if we go and get these food items, we're going to start craving these more, and it's going to make the hunger more of an issue for us. And already Rebecca had a hard time eating the food that we were given, that I didn't want to set her off with these nice foods and then it become an issue later on. So no, it wasn't on our mind to go. Even though we liked green, it was not worth going. Okay. You saw black go there, and they...
Oh my god, they cracked me up. I was like, they're getting wasted.
Oh.
And then the preview for next week, they're like drinking wine. They're
I
like,
just
want to get plastered.
Yeah, so
these girls are also alcoholics, and I want to party with them.
they showed black and gold. Sorry, black and gold getting to the supply station, and of course green was staking it out. I loved what gold did, even though it was because they had an alliance with green. They stayed in that perimeter. And I feel like that's where you're safe. Is stay and then they got
Nick
drunk
was
and they
wasted.
danced.
He's dancing.
America and all that. It
he
was
was
great.
drunk.
It was great.
Definitely. Well, when you haven't had alcohol in quite a long
and
time.
like you don't have anything in your stomach.
And you have nothing in your
and
stomach.
you're dehydrated.
I'm surprised you just smelled the pitcher didn't fall over.
So black and gold made it to the supply station, and then gold sold out black to green immediately. But what's interesting is gold and green both said in their interviews that although they trusted the other team, it was a game. Anything can happen. So they stayed on the inside of the perimeter. They told green where black was, and then green went after black. If I was gold, as soon as they went that direction, I would have went the other direction. As much as I trusted them, enjoyed the pizza and the hot wings or whatever. But I thought it was really smart. I thought they were playing a great game. I thought it was a great alliance, and I was actually...
I mean, it made sense. For sure. Once I saw that, I was like, okay, well, there you go. So go catch the weaker team, put black and blue in the jail.
Yeah, you want blue to go home anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
this is your alliance.
Whatever team they were going to capture was going to be a pawn team, so it's like it didn't really matter. And you might as well not screw up a relationship you have with another team. So.
Oh, and I think that it really sent a message to black team. Like, you've aligned yourself with blue, and here you're standing with them, and everyone is grouping you two together. And just because you guys aren't doing the damage, you are, because you're aligning yourself with this team. Because it was more of a statement, like, you guys are going to act like this. Watch, we're going to put both your teams up there, and we're going to watch you guys struggle.
But like Eric said, you do have to respect the black team for staying loyal.
Yes.
They made a commitment to you guys, and even though everybody was turned against you guys,
they were the only ones.
They stayed on your side, and they stayed friendly to you guys. And somehow they were also able to stay friendly with the rest of the village. So they played an amazing social game.
I agree.
For if no matter how weak they were, maybe during the hunts, outside
they were
great.
They were given 20-pound
weights,
and they still didn't get caught.
I know. So
I have to agree. I think they are playing a smart game, because even though they're aligning with them and they're being seen up on the thing at the same time, I do think that they have the freedom to jump alliances now that blue is gone. I feel like it's going to help their game not to have you two there.
Well, I feel like now that blue is gone, like you guys said as you went out, somebody else is just going to become the villain. And now people are going to start breaking off. Like, it's not going to be the whole, village together to witch hunt out the, blue devils.
Well, that's when the game really kind of sets sail. It's
now
every team on their own. There we go.
The clicks are going to, start happening, and it's going to,
Well, Arlene made that comment. She said, I wonder when blue team goes if they're just going to pick somebody else to, pick as the villain or the bully. Were there any other teams at that point? You can't
top the
I know, I was going to say, because...
unfortunately.
And I wrote it down here. I was like, well, I kind of think the blue team, it was warranted that they were picked as the villain team. I didn't see any other teams in the camp at this point taking on that role. Maybe going after the stronger teams, but I don't see any more villain teams. unless
Red
Kalisha keeps.
team kind
I
of
mean, yeah.
seems
Red team, they're
like-
just Captain America and they're badass.
They're on a roller coaster.
But they're-
for me.
but
they're on
they're-
a roller coaster for me.
Yeah, but they're sweet guys, so it's not like they're gonna go and sabotage and throw sandwiches in the water.
I think one of them would.
Or would they?
I hope another team start. I wish like the British twins would start like being super sneaky because everyone thinks they're so sweet and like they have this cute accent and they're like da 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 da. But if I want them to start like being sneaky and like
You never
screw
know. There's a
people
lot of
over.
episodes left. They can totally just come out of nowhere.
Well, they're the hunt
I mean,
team
they're the
next
hunt
episode,
team
so we got
next
at least
episode.
two
That's
more
true.
episodes with them.
That's true.
Or not. They could not catch anyone.
And they can not catch
yeah,
anybody.
they could and go home.
I think from the preview we saw that they definitely.
I
caught
think we
somebody.
see that they catch definitely someone maybe here. So
Which blows my mind still.
so we're at the elimination, and then Black. I think it was Noelle who gave the speech and said that they stayed loyal to Blue, which I would, and I thought about it when I was sitting at home. I was like, I actually would have respected that.
Yeah.
As even though you're saying you aligned yourself with the Blue Devils, you stayed loyal to someone, so you're trustworthy. And then Eric starts with his comments, and he claimed, and he just actually called in and told us all of them. But white team domestic violence abuse, green team needs to read more, which actually came off completely different than when he said. When he said it on TV, it comes off much worse than that. And then he said that Chris Nick from the gold team needs to come out of the closet.
Yeah.
Were there any other comments that he mentioned towards any other teams?
At that point I was so infuriated with what he was saying, and I didn't even care.
I couldn't
at that
even
point.
tell you.
You made the
because-
comment, bite your tongue.
Well, he just wouldn't stop. He just kept kind of pushing everybody's buttons more than more.
I'd
Like
have
we
just
haven't
pushed
pushed
them off
enough.
that-
Yes.
Like we haven't pushed enough buttons this whole show. So of course I just basically looked at him and was like, "You got stop. Just bite your tongue. Don't."
It was just getting worse at that point. You knew you were gonna go home, but it's just
for what?
deflated.
You're
yeah.
just digging your own grave. That's all you're doing is
well,
going deeper. And
you
deeper.
made the comment that
You're past 6 feet.
It's a game, and you're sure that you grab a beer with any of the
Yeah, I would-
teammates after.
Which we're doing right now.
Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
And,
Have you grabbed a beer with any of the other teams since you got out?
First one. Well, actually, that's not true. We actually watched the episode, the last one. No, episode
With
3.
Jarek.
With Eric and with Teal team and with Jarek from
And Kelly.
Great team.
and Kelly. That's
Kelly,
right.
Yellow.
Okay.
And then we actually all got together, and some of the producers were there, and it was actually a great time.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that you guys are actually
Yeah, I
still
mean, we're
in contact
all
after
human
the show.
beings.
They were all a
Yes.
happy family when I was there. That's why I got.
That's
to meet
right.
them,
That's right.
so-
She was there. We had a great time.
Okay. Well, I
Couple
mean,
Jameson shots later.
Nice
You know.
It's nice to hear because you hope that the friendships continue afterwards, or in this case,
I've never
they
held a
see you in
grudge.
another light.
Yeah, I'm never gonna hold a grudge, and I hope nobody ever holds a grudge against me. It was still a game. I mean, we went hard. We went a little too hard, and we ran our mouths a little much, and that's exactly why we
Are
got kicked
you
off.
and Eric still friends?
Yeah, still friends, still talk.
Are you as close as you were? Closer?
No,
No.
No.
actually,
So the same amount. So then
same amount. Yeah.
Now the last dramatic piece of this episode is we got Lime Team over here, but we've got people voting, and we have Gold Team and Green Team and White Team all vote for Black. Which, by the way, when Nick made that comment or Matt made that comment, "What's blue without black?" I didn't understand it.
understand
until-
Did you
see my face?
Yes, you were like, what?
Like
It wasn't.
yeah.
It wasn't until the third time I watched it that I understood. Like, well, let's see how good
Yes.
Black does without
Yeah, that's
their
what he
alignment.
meant.
And that I finally got it, but I was like,
in the moment, I was like,
Huh?
Well, can I
like,
just say,
are we a brew?
Shane, that's one of the things I appreciated most about you as a character on the show is just that like you said what the audience were thinking.
Yes.
Every single time. You
What?
said exactly what the audience was
Yeah.
thinking. Like I would be like watching an episode and I'd be like what is that? Or like, make a comment about somebody being stupid or like throw the sandwiches in and then you would do it. And I'd be like, oh my God, this is great.
yeah. Well, I mean, you definitely got to think about like the audience perspective against the show. Everybody wants a good television show. I mean,
well, your team gave it to them.
well, sorry for partying.
Hashtag sorry for partying.
Hashtag
Wait,
sorry for
can you
partying.
guys explain to me you can't have the blue without the black? I still don't understand
So
that.
blue and black are aligned. So it's like, well, let's see. You can't have blue without black. Now that blue's
Now that
gone,
what is black
What
gonna
is
do?
black worth?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one
'Cause
without?
they leaned on blue
basically,
team
what's
so
one
much.
without the other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was
So then-
putting together like, did you just call us a bruise?
I was very confused.
Well, because they had said that earlier, but it was commentary that you guys didn't hear. 'Cause
Yeah,
they played
I
it
had
over
no
the
idea.
episode. So yeah, so that's immediately the first thing I thought was the bruise.
was like, well, that
What
was
is-
a
what is she
dumb
talking?
thing.
What is she saying? But yeah, it took a couple times to get it. But Now, Lime, when they called you up, you knew you were going to be the deciding vote.
Yeah.
And how excited were you?
The dagger.
How excited.
I think we were pretty ecstatic because the whole time I was down there, I was like, what am I going to say when we put that talent down there? So I kind of had my mind made up about what I wanted to say. I wanted to be direct. I wanted to be stern, but I didn't want to be an ass either. You know, I wanted to be just like, stick it to the man. So when we knew we were the final vote, it was kind of exciting.
You loved it. You were so ready.
I loved it.
It was like you practiced that speech in the mirror.
I told you, I was sitting down there. I was like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? This is what I'm going to say. Okay.
From all the time that I've known you, I've never seen such intensity in your eyes.
Yeah.
You were
Don't
in the
mess with his
zone.
sister.
You were over it.
That's what it was.
It was definitely like the last straw. That's
Yeah.
it. So it was nice. How did you feel telling Eric that you were the one that sabotaged him?
It felt good.
It
I mean,
felt
of course,
good?
we feel really bad about Shane's knee.
Well, yeah, sorry about Shane, but
Yeah, you try climbing up those
Yeah.
wet,
Like-
cold stairs with some crutches. Yeah.
We felt really bad about Shane's knee because at the end of the day, for us,
Nobody wants to see somebody get hurt. It's
Yeah.
understandable.
right, and
for sure.
as us as a team, it had nothing to do with Shane ever.
it seemed like
was
all the
not
teams that
personal
went
with
up
Shane.
said Shane, blah blah blah. Now Eric. It seemed like
Yeah,
every
I
single
kinda
team
got that
did that.
vibe, too,
Yeah.
you know.
So it seemed that way too. It seemed like you guys had bypassed Shane, and then it was like Eric. Now it's time for your turn.
Yeah, I hoped that what we said could resonate to him somehow, and when he left the show, it would kind of
Sink in.
but
You're
Maybe,
right.
maybe not.
It did not.
it's not.
From the call, it seems like he's still chewing on those words. So
Yeah.
we'll see. So okay, so you got to so you did your little kiss goodbye.
I did.
You were so excited. See you girls later at the camp. You were doing all your little farewells and everything. How when everybody got back to the village, how was the energy and the
Yeah,
what
I
were
think
you talking about? What were you guys saying?
I mean, you can
Wasn't there
just.
for that
I
one.
think usually when elimination's over, everyone goes to bed because you're so tired from the day. But you can just kind of tell everything that happened in elimination with people celebrating. I think that kind of carried
Okay, so
over.
then when you woke up the next morning,
I will
what
have to
were
see
people
next
saying?
week.
Okay.
See what happens next week.
Shane,
Sure.
what happened when you woke up the next morning?
Well, I grabbed a bag of ice and put it on my knee, and
So what happened to your knee? Like, give us a lowdown.
so
How
what
long did it
happened
take you to
was
recover?
so through the woods. There's such crazy terrain, so you have no idea where you're stepping half the time. You're running full speed.
Mm-hmm.
But I ran through this little patch of those baby pines that were growing, the little pine trees.
Yeah.
There's they're like half a foot, and they're just like everywhere. So I'm running through those, and my foot stepped on just the side of it, and my ankle went that way, and my knee went that way, and I just hyperextended my LCL on the inside, and I was done. That was it. I felt it. I actually thought I tore my ACL.
That's what I was.
I started. I don't know if it shows. I
thinking-
was screaming that my ACL's done. My ACL's done.
That's the first thing
Did
you
you
said.
hear a pop? Yeah, like when
Well,
we were
I heard
watching,
a pop.
I was like, did he hear a pop? Did he tear his ACL?
I heard a pop, and thank God it wasn't like too crazy as everybody else thought it was.
So how long did it take you to actually kind of recover from that injury?
I gave myself about 3 weeks. I still hobbled around. About like week and a half into it, I was finally like limping and kind of moving a little bit faster. And I did some rehab, and I got a couple friends that that helped me out with some physical therapy and stuff like that. And it still clicks, but I'm almost there.
Good,
were you guys
good.
sequestered after you guys were voted off, or were you sent home?
Okay. Oh, yeah, we were sequestered for quite a while.
So you had time
There's
to
a lot.
recover.
There's a lot of behind the scenes things that need to happen too.
Nice. So honestly, this week was my favorite episode. Out of all the episodes,
It was the highest rated,
It was
too.
it was
Was
the
it?
highest.
Yep.
Really?
It was
what was
double
the rating? What was the
double
rating?
the ratings
I
of
think it
last
was
week.
1.4 and last week was like 0.8 maybe.
It was 0.7 last week.
Holla.
Oh.
Really?
So it's just
Well,
double
wonderful.
the
I
views,
didn't know
double
that.
the
Look
ratings
at you.
for the Blue Devils here. I think we had an exciting capture after show.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys have any final thoughts on kind of this episode? Then we can get into predictions for next week.
Well, this episode was pretty crazy for all of us. I mean, it sucks that we went home, but I honestly had one of the best times of my life. Honestly, it was a great time. It was one of the hardest times. It was probably the most challenging thing I've ever done. Just the terrain was just intense. So, for anybody that's ever, thinking about doing this show, if there is a next season, which I have a feeling there will be, because it's a pretty badass show, just, you better be ready.
Train.
Yeah.
You better train. And I run like Spartan races. I finished 14th out of like 3,000 people on like a 9-mile, through Temecula. I did it.
Yeah.
But so
You're an athletic guy. You're a tough guy.
So
but
if
it's
I
still
was
challenging.
having a tough time, imagine like you just the average
it seemed like
person.
everybody
Unlike
was having
Lion
a tough
team.
game.
Oh yeah, Lion team. They're pretty badass. Just in life in general.
Well, they basically kicked you off the show, so.
Yeah, you know what? But it's still a
And
game.
it's-
I like to say it's the
Style.
gangrene effect. It's the green. I can't take full
Gangrene
credit.
effect. It still creeps me out with
Shane-
that Twitter name. Gangrene, like, oh, gross.
James, do you have any final thoughts on this episode?
I liked it. I loved the response that I've been getting from a lot of fans about bullying, especially. I think that's something I was translated very well this episode. You know, bullying is no joke. No matter where you are in the world, everyone gets bullied at some point. I'm sure we all get bullied, especially for the way you guys come off on the show.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
bully
for
them.
sure.
Yeah.
People bully them for
But
being the villains.
haters everywhere I
Everyone's
go.
bullied. Yeah. So, but you know, I think I left my mark.
You
That you
definitely
did. I still cry myself to sleep
How
every
did you
night.
feel?
This has definitely been my favorite episode so far. I loved the theme of the bullying. It just is so current, and you felt like you were part of it and you got it, and it was just made you happy at the end. But I still felt sympathy for you. I think it was absolutely to Eric's benefit that you did get hurt and that you are such a nice guy, because it kind of balanced him out and made him not seem so evil, because you're like, okay, the Blue Devils do have a heart, and it's Eric's is in there somewhere, because Shane wouldn't be friends with him if he was a complete asshole. Like, because you're not.
But you got to
asshole.
remember, there's still 6 episodes left. So with the twists and turns that have been going on, you never know what can happen.
Well, you never know. You never know.
Oh, I wanted to touch on one last thing, is that I thought the bullying thing was definitely a great something to touch on, and it was, you know, probably very inspiring for people to watch, and I was really glad that you got to have your story out.
Thank you.
And I
You
also
inspired
do
me,
want to
James.
say, for Rob out there, if you're watching with your blog, it does not equate, the bullying does not equate to how many times you've mentioned being a new breed of gay. It's not the same thing. But I
What
enjoyed
does
the
that
bullying
mean,
thing.
New breed of gay.
I don't know what
Isn't
that
that just
means.
We still we don't know what
Let's
that means.
get into
so.
predictions,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I love predictions. We had an exciting. Oh, I don't want to talk over him. It's a pretty exciting preview for next week, and they gave away a lot. They showed 2 really close chases, I think 1 capture, as well as who the hunt team is, which is the teal team. So, Shane, do you want to give us your predictions for next week?
Man, it's gonna be a tough one. Teal being Teal, the twins, you know, from Britain. I don't feel like they couldn't catch a squirrel if they tried. So chasing a human being is gonna be a lot tougher. So I couldn't even tell you what's gonna happen. I have no idea. There's a lot of woods to cover. Let's put it like that.
James?
And there,
Yeah, we'll have to find out.
It's true.
All right, well,
okay, so basically we watched the preview. From what we could tell, it looked like the green team got captured as they were running in the supply station. The teal team is the host, and it looks like the teal has a close run-in with red.
Red team too,
How
yeah.
they got that close to them, I have no idea.
I thought these were
I have
like
no
the
idea.
Iron Men.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm excited to
That's
see
why
what
you gotta,
actually happens.
That's the best
Yes.
part, is you just gotta wait. I'm actually pretty excited about for the rest of these episodes. I mean, I still don't know who won, so it's gonna be pretty interesting to myself.
So I think we can wrap it up here a little bit, but just a reminder, you guys can rate and download this podcast on AfterBuzzTV.com. And also, leave comments, ask us questions. You know, we want to interact with you guys. And where can we find everybody here, Shane?
Well, you can look on Twitter. I'm at Shane Steinman. And then Instagram, you know, my Instagram name is Shaner Boehner. How crazy is that?
Shaner Boehner.
Shaner
Boom.
Boehner.
Shaner
My-
My
Boehner.
mom used to call me Shaner
Whoa.
Boehner when I was younger. And then I put it on Instagram and somebody already had it. So I added an extra ER.
Banner.
Shaner Boehner. But definitely Twitter at Shane Steinman. Let's have some fun.
I'm on Twitter at James Wallington and on Instagram at Mr. Mr. James Wally.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram on the same name, Keetin M33.
You can find me on Twitter at Tigris Hobbs and Instagram at Donald Romain.
Let's go. That's right. Oh, by the way, sorry for partying.
Hashtag sorry for party.
That's right.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Oh, man.
I said Bing. Buzz you later. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.